going to stay there.
He's a cop here, he's going to see if he can find us some bolt cutters at the police station.
Every night, and, so, and all the streets are just 100%.
Are we waiting on Jamie or?
Yeah.
Jamie, are we good?
So,
Now that our son's like an adult.
Oh, she
like, he's
here?
so
I didn't get to see
Yeah.
her. She's hiding.
Trying to get the recording to go, but we can do roll call and then I'll go back.
Oh, I don't mean to rush you. I'm sorry.
It's just the
hurricane
rainbow
was
circles
wiped
thing.
out a lot of it. So we've been trying to go back to support, you know, what they.
But yes, we are streaming at least, so we're live.
Okay, good deal. All right.
beach or anything.
Okay. All right, we will do call to order and do a roll call
How are you?
Bridget Couch,
here.
Joe McGowan,
Here.
Brian Bogue,
Here.
Bryn Pop, Deanna Fitzgerald, Andrew Clary, Marlon Heidman,
Yes.
Becky Pate,
Yes.
Jeff Packey,
Here.
Mark Hydridge, Aaron Beckman.
Here.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. So, Jamie, are you okay if we approve the minutes?
Absolutely. Yeah, you can go ahead and do whatever you need to.
Okay. Those were sent out. If you have a chance to read them, I just need a motion.
I'll motion. Oh,
Second.
Motion
Okay.
by Brian, second by Joe. All in favor, say aye.
aye.
Any opposed? All right. Okay. Are we ready to do Amtrak? Okay. Our first up, new business will be 301 West Front Street, which is the Brick Train Depot, and we have some folks joining us via Zoom.
Yes, hello, are you ready?
Yes.
Yes.
Awesome. Thank you so much for taking the time to learn about the project that we are getting ready to do at the train station. We're very excited, and I think it'll be a good improvement for this area. So let me share my screen. I don't know, is there a way to pin it so that it's bigger, or can you all see this okay?
We're okay.
See it?
See it?
Yeah, we can see it okay.
Say it looks fine?
We can see it okay. Yep.
Okay, great. And then before I get started, I'll just let you know that I have with me some members of our cultural resources team, Jenna Solomon, Carrie Foster, and Corey Kiggeries, sorry. So if you have any questions at the end, it's only 5 sheets here, but if you have any questions, they will be able to answer. All right, so basically, this is a glorified repaving project because we need to make sure, Amtrak needs to make sure that we have ADA compliant paths of travel for everybody to be able to get access to the platforms and to get on the trains. So, the basic scope of work is we're going to propose a new platform that will be west of the station building. It will be in front of the Heritage Park, which is where the caboose is now. That just gives us a little more wiggle room to get the width that we need for the platform. Because as you know, the space in front of the station right now is a little bit crunchy. So that's the main new platform. And then we're also going to replace the paving and the fence in the plaza area, excuse me, right in front of the building. And because the current platform in front of the building will no longer be a boarding area, we'll be able to move that fence out a little bit closer to the tracks. Still a safe distance from the tracks, but it will open up the plaza a little bit. Excuse me. We're also going to replace the walking surfaces for the stairs and the ramps from the plaza up to the station building. And I'll show you some pictures of that. We'll also replace the lighting along the new platform and along the existing plaza. And we'll replace paving at the ADA compliant parking space. Right now there is one space, it's like a parallel spot along a loop that you have now. but we're going to recreate a new space right here next to the plaza. Okay, so the first thing here is looking at the Heritage Park. We're gonna have a new fence in about almost the same location, and it will look very much like your existing fence. It'll be moved over a little bit, and right beyond it will be our new platform, which will be 8 inches above top of rail, concrete platform. There's from the design drawings is the fence that we propose. By the way, the fence will be salvaged and turned back to the city because I think it's still in good shape. One existing light pole in the Heritage Park right now, the one that's closest to the platform, that one will get replaced because we'll have a whole row of new lights along the back of the platform. The other two that flank the caboose will stay existing to remain. And we will also, as you get closer to the station building, we will be rebuilding this sort of V-shaped pathway down because again, we need to make sure we have ADA compliant slopes and handrails in that area. And that will be concrete to match the rest of the paving in the park. When we get in front of the building, then it will be different, and I'll show you that. So here's the plaza in front of the building, and the platform is right now on the other side of the fence, but this area will get demolished and rebuilt with a narrower bit of concrete sidewalk. But because it's no longer a boarding area, we'll be able to remove this fence and we'll put up a new similar fence about 4 to 5 feet closer to the tracks, and it will really open up the plaza. And then the existing concrete platform will be replaced, and made narrower. And then this main part of the plaza will be repaved, and rather than individual bricks that tend to sink and get out of compliance with some very strict ADA standards, instead we're going to do a stamped and tinted concrete, which will mimic the brick pavers, but will have more stability for the long term. And these pavers are not historic, but we will still, because many of them are in good shape, palletize them and return them to the city for you guys to use in different application. This is the wheelchair lift. This is actually going to be relocated to a concrete pad that will be right next to the platform in its new location, so that won't have to hang out here anymore. And then there's existing wood screen fences around some condenser equipment, mechanical equipment for the building, and we're going to replace those fences, and I'll get into that in the next slide. And then these light poles are actually going to be replaced with a new row of light poles. There'll be 6 new light poles, but they will mimic the style that you have now, with the decorative pole and the style of light. But of course, it's going to meet all of our needs: the dark sky, the foot candles, and the glare cut off to keep it safe for the trains. And moving along. Okay, these are the stairs and the ramps that go up to the building. And these are not entirely in compliance with ADA slopes, and the handrails also are not quite in compliance. So we're just going to rebuild the walking surfaces here, but the half walls and the cast stone caps and all of that will be protected in place. So it's just the walking surfaces and the handrails will be replaced there. And then here I talk about the screen fences. So this is the other side. I said there were 2 little pens, and we will put in a new 6-foot screen fence. It will be aluminum frame, which will be black in color, and then composite wood slats, and we can decide on that color together when the contractor does the submittal for the actual product, and we'll get a good color that will be appropriate and match what's there. And this is the last slide. We're going to do 1 concrete paved van accessible ADA parking space with compliant slopes, signage, and a striped access aisle. So it's going to be in this corner right here. Now again, this fence will have moved over 4 or 5 feet, and so it will be nicely accessible to get to the plaza, and then you go right past the building to get to the new platform. And then the last thing is what to expect as Amtrak moves forward. The city will receive a copy of Amtrak's Section 106 consultation letter, which goes to the State Historic Preservation Office. Section 106 is national requirements that we have that come with our funding, but part of that Section 106 includes communication with the SHPO if it's applicable, which it will be for this project. And that's the end of my little presentation, and I want to invite Jenna Solomon if you wanted to say any words about cultural resources to add to this.
Thanks, Nina. Yeah, sounds great. Thank you for your presentation of the project. I think that the main takeaway for the project Access to Historic Properties is that the vast majority of our work is with non-historic elements at the station that have already either been replaced or are new elements that have recently been introduced, and very little of the work impacts the building directly, though all of it is within the downtown historic district. So we would love your feedback about the project, and just to reiterate what Nina said about the Section 106 consultation, we, Amtrak, I should say, recently has been authorized to carry out Section 106 consultation on behalf of FRA for the projects that are not likely to be an adverse effect. So this is one of the projects that Amtrak will be leading the Section 106 consultation, and we will include the city of Washington, Missouri as a consulting party on the Section 106 consultation. So there'll be another opportunity for the city to provide comment as the local government who is affected by the undertaking. Those letters come soon, not if the timing didn't line up exactly, but they'll be coming soon, and we can incorporate any feedback from this review into our Section 106 consultation letters.
Thanks, Jenna.
Thank you.
And does anyone from the city have any questions for us?
I do. My name is Bridget Kelch. I'm the chair of the commission. I don't see any, don't feel like we're having any adverse effects on the historic structure. Just because of my previous work with the city, I do know we are not fans of stamped pavers. The tops pop off very easily during the winter with snow and ice removal. And so I don't know if you've had that concern, but if I'm not mistaken, we clear that area when snow and ice.
I was just thinking the same thing. I don't know if our guys, I'm pretty sure our guys, maintenance guys.
Yeah, so I would definitely would like them to, I don't know if that's street or park, be able to have a say or a comment on that, because that's been our experience. That's why we have stayed with real pavers. We're currently repaving multiple streets in our town and redoing pavers, and so we have been avoiding stamped pavers. So that's really, once you told me that the lighting was gonna match, my next question is, are the pavers going to match our existing pavers? And no, because you're stamping them. So that's my only concern, is the stamping of the pavers and the ice and snow removal where the tops pop off, and then it just becomes, it doesn't look good and it continues to degrade.
Yeah, that's a good concern to bring up. And I know, Jenna, we've done stamped, brick looking in a lot of different places. Do you have any experience with some northern climates, or do we have anything sort of in the can that we know we do that would prevent some of those problems?
That's a really good question. I think the key piece of the key detail about our stamped and tinted concrete is that they're not surface application. They actually, the entire core of the concrete is tinted to be a color that we sort of will custom mix in order to match with what shade of brick we're trying to coordinate with. And then the stamp is actually stamped into the top level of the concrete. So it sort of functions like a poured concrete slab, and will have joints, but it's not a surface application on top of another poured concrete surface. The tinting is embedded into the entire.
No, I guess I didn't make myself clear. I understand that, and we actually visited many towns, and exactly the application, the tinting is fine. When you remove snow and ice off of these stamped tops,
The top.
that
Yeah.
it is very easy for that top section just to pop off.
I see what you're saying.
It's usually more of an issue of salt on top of concrete that makes it pop on top, and it'll pop the top surface off. Not necessarily the stamping and the finish, but again, yeah, the finish will come off when you put salt on it.
And maybe we have changed our methods and, you know, it
Right.
has been some time since we have researched all that.
Right.
But that would be, I would just want our whatever department of the city that does this snow and ice removal, just to be able to comment on that and say their piece.
Right.
Because it's not my area of expertise, but that's the only one thing that popped up to me when you talked about it being stamped. I'm not a fan of stamped concrete. I would prefer the paver, but,
I'm assuming it's an ADA issue when the pavers become lifted or sunken or whatever.
It
Is that
is,
right,
yeah.
Nina?
Absolutely right. We find, and we've done this in many places where we need the brick look, that it is a much more stable for staying in compliance for the ADA. So that is why we do that.
I don't want to speak for us and change it, but is exposed aggregate an option as far as that concrete goes?
Sorry, I didn't quite hear the beginning of what you said.
I don't want to speak for everyone in Washington and make this a change, but is exposed aggregate concrete an option where it would be decorative concrete but poured? We have that at Rennick Riverfront Park where we have a lot exposed aggregate.
Yes, in fact, because these are not historic pavers,
I don't like it.
there is no requirement from the SHPO or anything. We could put regular concrete down, but when in our preliminary meetings,
I've never heard what
it
you're
was
talking
sort of
about.
decided that they wanted
Not a
to
huge
keep
fan of it, but
the unique nature of this plaza different from the next door Heritage Park, which has just the regular concrete paths.
Sure.
And so they wanted to keep a distinct character to show that it's a different plaza and it's we're in a different area. But there's any number of things we could do to differentiate the paving. It's really what the city is, wants to see. We're just concerned with the longevity of keeping the ADA compliance.
yeah, I think that area is actually, it's really good. The front of the south section, the street-facing section, does have some issue with the pavers as far as trip hazards. So I totally understand you're trying to mitigate that risk. I think for me, if it can't be a regular paver, I would like to see stamped. I'm just concerned about, and maybe it's come a long way and maybe it's a much stronger, more durable, product these days. So I do like the brick look, but I would just say, whoever has to clean it should be able to have a say. So otherwise, I think it's great. I'm excited that the funds are being invested. When do you anticipate this project happening? It just so happens we're actually redoing our front street now, so just curious.
It's been a long time coming for us, but we're hoping to be able to go into procurement to get a contractor this fall, and then get them on board in the fall, and then hopefully mobilize early in 2027. Now, depending on weather, maybe it has to wait until spring of 2027, but certainly we should be able to get through all of our approval processes here in 2026 and hit the ground running as soon as the weather allows in 2027.
Okay. Any other questions? Okay, I just need a motion to issue the certificate of review.
I'll motion.
I'll
Second.
Motion by Brian, seconded by Joe. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Okay, well, thank you so much for coming and sharing with us, and we look forward to seeing the project.
Thank you very much. It was a pleasure.
Thank you so much. Have a great evening.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Okay, so we're gonna move on to discussion item number 2.
Bridget, can I make a couple of just, I
Yeah.
wanted them to be gone, but, we've looked at that parking lot in changing those parking stalls when we changed Front Street. So I'm trying to look back, and I don't know how long ago it's been, but I can't find exactly. But if my memory serves me right, we were going to try to make 2 handicap parking spots down there in a different way. We were gonna, right, Aaron, we were gonna pull in, we were gonna
Yeah, I don't believe I was involved with
herringbone,
those conversations.
you know, parking
but-
spots, kind of where that planter box is, where that H tower used to be. We
Yeah.
took that out. We were gonna make that wall down and make, I think it was like 10 or 12 parking spots instead of 6, and then 2 handicap spots closer to the train depot. I didn't want to say it there and thinking that we're gonna change things, but maybe in coordination with them. Because my other question is, the funding is on them completely? Nothing from the city is being expected, is that right?
No, this is an Amtrak federal project.
Gotcha.
so.
So my first fear is that we're planning on changing the parking lot on Amtrak. I mean, are we on their property? You know, are we, second of all, we want 2 handicap spots if applicable. I mean, I think that would be even better yet. So is it worth partnering with them at the same time? Because as you mentioned, we're gonna repave Front Street here in the next year. By 27, we're gonna be finished with the lines and things are gonna be in a lot better shape down there. So it's great timing as far as that goes.
Yeah. Is
I
that
would just keep that in.
Park? Would you need to loop in Park? Is Parks and Rec the leader?
Probably engineering, you know, getting,
Okay.
getting,
So,
getting.
well, Amtrak doesn't
conversation,
own
yeah.
anything, so if anything,
So how do they propose changing that parking spot?
they're just,
Well, let me pull up who actually owns
Probably
it.
meeting
real
I was
federal
gonna say,
law.
isn't that,
yeah.
Probably what they're doing.
Well, and isn't it all, I'm a little fuzzy on remembering how all this works, but the building is ours, but the land is UP's?
That's correct.
and I think
Right?
that whole parking lot area is UP's,
Is
isn't
UP,
it?
and so do we pay, I don't know, we rent some, they always want money. We rent it, right? Oh, yeah, you saw the contracts, yeah.
Right.
We lease all of that.
But
so-
it's like a nominal fee, isn't it? The lease?
Yeah, it's not a great amount of money.
Yeah.
Because it includes the new parking lot too, next to the other,
Yeah.
on the other side. We
Oh,
lease
next
that
to the
also.
frame, and that's not cheap.
Yeah.
That rental is not cheap.
There it is more, yeah, I couldn't tell you the exact number, but I know it all works together, but
So I would say that you need to, I guess, make sure engineering and whoever else needs to see this, Parks and Rec, whoever's got in the plans.
yeah, Aaron's right. I think it was engineering. I don't think parks,
I didn't know, because it used to be
No.
considered a park area,
right?
so.
Aaron, can you pull up the drawing of their plan? I thought it was hard to read, to be honest, but where their parking space was, because I couldn't,
Yeah, I couldn't see
like,
it
where
either.
is their parking?
So they're the parking
Yeah,
space.
I have no context for that, because I have no idea where our parking.
See her
lot
red
is.
arrow?
Well, that
I
little,
see that, but where does?
Joe, that little white
oh, you
line in the
can- oh, you
corner,
can- Oh, yeah, I can't see.
that
it.
is our one handicap spot now.
No, but where is it in theirs? In their drawing?
Like, where's the
our
proposed
space?
Where are they
one?
gonna put it?
Oh, I guess I do have a space shown there. So they're gonna back up, okay.
Oh, yeah. There it is.
And there's just enough room to get around that, through that radius at one way. I can see
So they're gonna put the handicap
Okay.
spot next to the building
that. Okay, I see that now.
and decrease the turn to come out.
They want somebody to be able to get right down on that lower level and then take the ramp up to either the building or the ramp up to the new platform, correct? Yeah.
I think so. I was glad I was gonna be, that they had replicated that light fixture, because that was
I
a
know,
lot to
I
get
was
those.
thinking
I was
the
like,
same
I'm
thing.
ready.
I made a little, yeah.
I wrote it
lights.
down first thing at night.
Yeah,
So that's great that they, yeah.
they're thinking of the details.
Yeah, I think it's great that they're, they're investing. I hope Amtrak gets,
And to your point with the concrete, we said no to those intersections at Third and Second Street where we wanted to, even KJU wanted to do that as a change order when it came. And for that reason, we put salt on it and it stays on there and you pop the top, then you're digging
just-
down 6 inches, 8 inches and
and it's that,
redoing
and
the concrete.
that brick really, I remember forever ago, Darren and I and somebody else, a councilman or something, we drove to Warsaw, Missouri, because they just stamped their entire downtown with pavers. And then it was already, like, they'd already had, like, a truck hit it wrong and the top popped, it's cheaper.
Snowplow. is gonna be the first thing.
Yeah,
that
yeah,
happens. I mean,
it's totally cheaper to do this. This
Now,
is-
we don't have a snowplow back there.
No,
I mean, it's gonna be a shovel, you know what I'm saying? So you are gonna be less, obviously, no traffic, you know, it's foot traffic only, so maybe the stamped is fine, I don't know,
it could
I'm
be.
not.
I just didn't want to be the one that didn't say something and give somebody else an opportunity to say, I hate that, and this is why.
Yeah.
I just think it's funny too that, you know, you go all over Europe, everything is pavered and they're lifting them up and,
Yeah.
and evening them out and everything's always perfect. I mean, yeah, they take a little maintenance, but you're not ripping it out and repaving everything every so many
And you
years.
know,
like-
those pavers that we're replacing, like, those went in like 89. And, okay, they're a little funny looking now, but they're not bad for being going in an 89.
Yeah, I mean, that's a pretty good span.
So,
I think you're right, but to your point, Brian, I don't think Europe has the ADA requirements like we do.
they don't.
Yeah, no, that is a
That's the
difference.
real
yeah.
problem, and that's
Yeah.
just really the bottom line. I
Yeah.
mean, 1% and any trip hazards are gone.
I was just in France and I was like, you're really going to let me climb this? Okay.
It's true. There are places that I'm like, yeah, they would.
I'm gonna do it. Okay, all right. Any other discussion on the Amtrak station? Okay. All right, Aaron, design review map.
Okay.
I don't know about anybody else, but I'm dying in here.
It's a little warm.
Let's see. Thought I had a.
I'm comfortable today.
You know, they've got it on lockdown, so.
I was gonna say, I can't
just
even
have
open
to
them up.
Can't
suffer.
even touch it. Aaron, you don't have the magic key?
I think it's on an,
No, I
somebody
don't.
has it
I
on an
don't.
app, really. right?
Well, okay, so yeah, so design review area. So we received so I guess let me provide some context. So last month, this board reviewed a design review application for Mangiabella to install a new sign outside. This board approved it, but they still needed additional approval from the Board of Adjustment. As you all know, we don't allow backlit cabinet signs in our design review area, and the Board of Adjustment denied their request. So as a result, staff and the owner at Mangiabella there have kind of been thinking about a solution, and he has submitted a letter to this board and city council eventually to be completely removed from the design review area. So that's something that we can change the maps. I don't know where I put the map, but anywho, the new map will essentially of the design review area will just take out 600 front completely. So just removing this parcel and keeping everything else the same. So staff is in support. You know, not necessarily what we would maybe
an
like to
ideal.
see. Yeah, it's not ideal, but you know, I think given the circumstance, it's completely fair to request removal. So
What are the effects or what are the implications that, I mean, I know that there's, the
other
historic
people
district
could-
is not
could
mean.
request to be removed from the design review area. I
And
guess,
I don't
you know.
think that's I would be
I don't see the
not
harm in
favor
that.
of receiving a lot of these. This one is a very specific piece that we added on in past years. It's not contiguous to our district. The structure has been, you know, irreparably modernized and changed over the last 50 years. It looks nothing like it did, you know, when the historic structure was built. You know, we want it to be successful. I really because I missed that statement, I missed that meeting because I was out of town, but I did send in my own statement. And, you know, really all I'm fine with voting to remove them from the district. I think it's a wonderful business and I want great success. But really, I just ask the public and the community as a whole to look at this, you know, from maybe 30,000 feet up. You know, why, you know, what the culmination of the work of groups like the commission, the city, the downtown Washington, the chamber, have been working towards, you know, for the past 30, 40, 50 years, is putting together an environment that a successful downtown can thrive in. And so part of why people love it down here is they love the look, the feel, the, you know, the mix of businesses, that you can live down here and you can have something to do during the day and the evening. And so it, you know, these ordinances and these different things that we've put in place have moved this community forward to be kind of placing themselves in that right place to grow and to have what we have today. So So yes, so that's what I'm just saying. I am not in favor of backlit signs at all in the district. But to move forward on this, I would be in favor of removing them from the district. It really won't have an impact. Their previous changes that they've actually made never made it before us anyway.
Oh,
So,
They did with.
there we go.
yeah, they just have, yeah, different owners in the past have just done things, so.
Sure.
So it's really 6 of one, half dozen of another.
Sure,
so.
sure.
To add a couple points, if I may, I don't remember how many years ago it's been, but previous owners of the Elijah property has asked to be included in downtown Washington, and therefore the C2 overlay district, and were denied that. So in essence, they were made to have compliance for parking, was the main big thing. So they had to put an
Yeah,
extra
that
parking lot
happened
in.
at the council level.
Right,
Yeah.
it went through everything from council, yeah. But those who didn't want them on-street parking anywhere close had a louder voice, and therefore, so it's ironic to me that we don't allow them to be in downtown, but they're still in our historic district, and they have to abide by, come to this board. So as I started reading into this, I just thought it was, ironic, backwards, however you want to say, that we don't allow them into downtown district, but yet we're still going to have historic preservation oversee what happens.
Yeah. Well, this commission had no part of that.
Right. My other holdup, and again, I wasn't part of it because I wasn't liaison at that time, but it went to the Board of Adjustment, and Aaron, correct me if I'm wrong, it was a split vote.
Yeah,
but
3 to
those who
2.
voted
3 to
didn't-
2.
They didn't want to vote to approve the adjustment or the variance because it went against code. But in my opinion, the whole point of the Board of Adjustment is issuing variances on extraordinary circumstances outside of the ordinance. So if you're only voting for what meets the ordinance, that's my job on Monday night. But the job, if there's a need for a variance, a need for an adjustment, it needs to be looked at in a different term. And in this case, again, whether you're for it or against it, but don't vote against it because it doesn't meet the ordinance. Does that make sense?
For that committee, yeah.
Yeah. And I know we don't like backlit signs. In my opinion, the owner took the old sign down, refurbished the old sign with a light inside and went to put it back up, asked for permission and was told no. But if someone else downtown takes a sign, puts a backlit sign up, then we don't like it, but we let it happen.
No, I mean, we call it out, like.
I
I'll
get
be
it, but it's still
honest.
there. They're still up.
Well, I mean, that's because we don't have any teeth.
I get it, and I understand that. I didn't understand the process, that here someone was just taking
I
their
think
existing sign, trying to make it better.
I think it points out an opportunity for us and for the city of education. We don't do a good enough job of letting the public know what are the rules and the regs and make them more easily accessible, more easily understandable, and to even find them and to understand what it means. I think that it's a shame that our sign companies in this area don't read our own codes and understand them and allow people to get too far into a project where they've invested XYZ funds and time and effort. And if they just would have done the first thing, which is get the permit, you get reminded of what the rules and regulations
Right.
are. So I think we have an opportunity. This is a great opportunity for us to do some more education. And we have an idea for that. It's coming.
Yeah, next agenda item.
Next agenda
So,
item. Yeah.
Oh, good.
Any other, we have to officially vote,
yes,
and it's to,
remove
600
600 West Front from the.
okay, so,
I have a comment. So, right now, people can't demolish anything in that district without our permission, correct?
Yes,
well, our recommendation, one way or the other, and then the council.
yes. Thank you.
Oh, so council has that
Oh,
control.
always. We are only a
Okay.
recommending body.
But now, they can demolish that building without any
Correct.
approval at all.
Yeah, in
Are
theory.
we okay with that, really?
I mean,
and-
we're
and I don't-
trying to make the
and-
owner
and-
happy here,
And
so.
I don't know if Rob owns it, I thought he just owned the restaurant, but
He
it
does.
doesn't matter. And I don't think nobody would.
No.
I can't imagine that would happen, but it can happen.
That brings up a good point. That letter's from Rob, he's a renter. That's not the owner.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So can we even,
He's asking, I mean,
I mean, I've gotten that's a good point. I haven't gotten permission from the owner
Oh, that would be
per
definitely
se,
great.
but you know they did sign off on the like I got a letter saying, hey, from them for the sign permit. But I mean,
I
you know,
think
not exactly
that
the same thing,
does
but
make a
you know.
good point. I mean, maybe it,
it wouldn't make it past council without the
Without
owner
that,
okay,
having
so
approval.
let's table
pretty
this
certain on that.
for more from a letter from the owner.
Okay, sure.
Just because I don't think, like he's just saying, even if we did approve it, it would go to council and it would
Well,
move.
I think, just to be clear, I think you can approve it tonight for the address from this board. If you're okay, it doesn't matter who submitted the proposals, who submitted the permit. This board, if you're in favor of it, 600 Front Street, I would approve it. But what I'm saying is it has to go, the owner's gonna have to submit that in order to get.
Yeah,
the
I can do more work.
You know what I'm saying?
Follow through. That's not a big deal.
In an effort
so.
not to delay the process any longer.
If that's all we're looking for, he's saying council can address that.
Right. Because it'll be addressed if it's not the owner or not right proper. If the right person did not submit the permit, that will be subject in council. Then it'll be, but again, from this board, if you're okay with the address being removed,
I mean,
would vote.
frankly, we haven't, the city has not been consistent on that property, it sounds like, for quite a while, just with parking, zoning, all that kind of thing. So it's like, what are they? Are they downtown or not?
You're right.
Now, I do think it's a really cool piece of history. Regardless of what they've done to it, it's still a cool piece of history that now somebody can, and I, like I said, I would never imagine how that would ever happen, but somebody could demolish it now without anybody's approval.
To your point, 10 years ago, that was an option. Someone from out of state owned it.
Right.
No one knew where it was going to go, what it was going to do.
Right.
Now we're in a little bit different hands, but it doesn't eliminate the option.
So, I mean, as long as everybody's okay with that, I just wanted to point it out. Because that's the one control that we sort of had. And actually, it's like, I guess it's the council that has the final approval of that, is that correct?
Yeah.
It would come to us for our recommendation, and then it would go to council for the final approval of demolition, and they could overrule us if they wanted anyway, right? Okay.
And it may even go to planning and zoning well, is it on the agenda for tonight?
That ever
or not?
happened, the demolition
For
thing? Is that
for
ever-
what?
This?
Yeah, all the stuff. The next two items are going to go to planning commission
Okay,
to
so
discuss as well.
it's here, it's planning and zoning
Okay.
later tonight, and then again, council after.
Okay, so
That
we
is a
need
good thought, Joe. I mean, that was
That
kind of
means-
one of the things
that-
I was
Really?
thinking about when
Yeah.
I asked that. And,
that-
you
that-
know,
Yeah.
That puts a little weight on it.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about.
So what are you feeling about tonight? How would you like to proceed?
well, I'm not sure. I mean, in my mind, I'm probably still in favor of making the recommendation. I just think that is an important point to think as we go forward. You know, again, this is in a different area. It's not right downtown, but it's important to consider those things when we make these decisions because, yeah, I mean, we do lose a little bit of control that we have or that council has, you know.
Yeah,
But in this situation, like Jeff said, we have not been consistent in the past. It wasn't even in any sort of, district.
we haven't been fair
Not
to
that long
them.
ago. Yeah,
Haven't been.
so, I would probably make a motion that we recommend allowing the removal.
It would need is that your motion?
Yes.
It would need a second?
I'll second.
Okay, we have a
Yes.
second. All in favor, say aye.
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 Any opposed? Okay.
All right, good deal. Okay, so now for the matter of the backlit signs themselves. So after the Board of Adjustment hearing, the Board of Adjustment said, hey, you might want to look at these regulations as well, just in terms of, and some people on this board at our last meeting kind of said, we might want to take a closer look on, these signs on a case-by-case basis instead of, completely banning them outright. But that being said, we still generally do not like backlit signs in the design review area, neon signs, electronic display signs, these sort of things. And this got me thinking, when we were talking about this past month, someone on this board brought up, Sugar Fire and how they were approved. They said that they were given special approval, and I was like, well, that's interesting. That's not in our code anywhere. So I looked back at the old code before it was changed in 2017, and neon signs used to be a special use permit, that would be approved by Planning Commission and then Council. So that's my proposal, essentially, is to kind of go back to the old way that we regulated not only cabinet signs, but also neon signs, and then electronic display signs. So
Does that mean we would not see these?
no, you would still see them.
Okay.
It would
It would
just,
the approval process would be the exact same for this board. This would just be these signs would go to Planning Commission and City Council as well. So it is a little bit more bureaucracy, but I think that it gives kind of a it treats these signs as case by case in a fair and already established process that we have to kind of deal with maybe situations that that could potentially have some negative impacts. So I think it's a pretty good compromise. So
Questions?
Do you know why the reason was changed in 17?
no, I don't.
I know
don't-
there was a big overhaul of the code that Darren worked on, but it was like a lot.
Yeah, honestly, I think the consultants, they had a lot of standard language, which is kind of what I'm finding. And there's going to be some things at Planning Commission that were a result of, the past Board of Adjustment meeting. They said, hey, you might want to look at this, that were a result of those code changes that the consultant put into our code that maybe were not looked at as closely as they should have been. So there are a number of these things that are in our code currently.
I
So.
do think that we spoke about a little bit last meeting, that some areas, and that came up because of Elijah McClain, that far area, you already have Sugar Fire down there, and, that's kind of for a better way of putting it, a little bit off the beaten track, and it doesn't have a lot of lighting, and it doesn't create a lot of interest if you're not from the area and you're just downtown and you're looking for different places to stop in. So I could see where putting that language in, as long as there's control on it, and it could be something that was vintage and attractive, in certain areas could be an advantage to just help support business in that fashion.
I agree with that. I mean, I said that last time. I think that's why we did that. It's in a separate district. It has its own flavor, and it was appropriate at the time, and that's why. I don't recall this ever being removed. Like Bridget said, I think this just kind of happened in a transition. I don't think we ever discussed this being removed.
I think this was an effort to be more of a blanket overall in 2017 when the code changed. I mean, just from my trying to remember back, but
I know, I was trying to remember back too, and I was like,
Right. It's been a
I got nothing, that's 9 years ago.
because I mean, part of it is that a lot of things, we're just putting it right back to special use permit, and it goes to this board, it goes to planning and zoning, it goes to council, and it can change, it can vary. As your board changes, as planning and zoning changes, as council changes, you're gonna get difference of opinions on what it is. Again, I'm not saying it's wrong, I'm just saying instead of a blanket ordinance that says this is what we are gonna allow and stay with it, you're gonna take whoever's gonna vote. And that's what,
What are you looking from us tonight on this? What action?
Recommendation, of these code changes. These will go to Planning Commission later, and then they'll go to Council on the first meeting of June, if recommended. So.
Okay.
Can we go through each of them real quick?
Yeah,
Not that
absolutely.
many. Could we just?
And I guess something I forgot to mention is I also, just one other duplication thing, this is also what I'm saying, they have their standard language, that some things got missed. So we had two different definitions. We had C3 in two different places.
Right.
So just having a freestanding sign size of 50 square feet instead of 75, just because, we don't really want to have giant, and not that 75 square feet, that's a big sign, but, we want to have reasonably sized signs. So in
And that's
downtown.
that's for a freestanding.
Correct. So that's another change. Just clearing that up to not have C3 in two different places in the same metric. But so that's change number one. Change number two: internally or backlit cabinet signs shall be permitted only by a special use permit within the design review area and historic districts.
So it used to be that backlit signs were prohibited in the downtown district, correct?
That's
Correct.
specific.
And now you're gonna say
Yeah.
it's permitted only but it's in all the city historic districts, which we're looking at changing, correct?
No, it's just this one.
When you say city historic district, are we talking about just the downtown district?
Well, I guess what do you mean by downtown?
Five
Like the
districts.
downtown historic district or the design review area? So previously they were not allowed anywhere that you see on this map. Now they would
All
be
the
allowed.
districts, That's the,
Now they would be allowed everywhere on this map only by special use permit.
So it did stop them all along in every colored.
Correct.
every
Correct.
colored block or just the down, it was just.
Every
wasn't
color,
just the
every
downtown?
color, everything you see on this map. Now was
it
now was that enforced?
Yeah.
No.
I don't think I knew that. I thought it was just the downtown review. I think that's part of the problem. We sit on this commission and we don't even 100%, not that, I mean, part of that's your job is to understand the
Sure.
code and help us understand it, but I think we need to have a better understanding of these two. I am very much against backlit signs anywhere in the
Sure.
downtown district, in the design review district, the orange. But I anticipate seeing a significant redevelopment along Fifth Street in the next 5 years, and that I would treat differently than the downtown district. And so, I'm probably still not going to be in favor of backlit signs, but it's a different area, it's a different flavor,
Yeah.
it's a different era.
So therefore, you're in favor of the special use permit
Yeah, I
per
guess
spot
so.
instead of-
I'm myself into it because I just have such distaste.
No, I
for them.
agree. Like I said last time, I think that ordinance has saved us. I mean,
It
I've been
is,
on this
yeah.
committee a long time, and it has saved us from a lot of really bad signage,
Yeah, and to be honest, it's not fun when one person, wants to, there's a rule for a reason. We didn't just come up with it because we thought it'd be fun to be mean. There's a reason behind it. So.
Yeah, and
agree.
I
I
guess
agree.
one more piece to this is, this board's recommendation and comments will obviously hold weight, when those signs go to planning commission and council, So just something to note.
Hopefully more weight than,
So that's,
anyway.
so that's the backlit. Can we keep going?
Yeah,
Kinda-
I mean,
just
well,
wanna-
it's the same,
I read through it, but I'd like
it's
to-
the same for all of them. This area, they would be allowed by special use permit in all these areas. But do you want to know
But
the
you
types?
also have the neon change.
Yeah, so the neon, that's completely new. Before we didn't, you could do neon anywhere. Neon
There
anywhere
was-
in
It wasn't
town,
in the code at
That's
all.
fine.
Yeah.
This board maybe dependent on where, might.
I guess
might
my
not.
only concern too is if this board's opinion had weight, but not in every instance, I suppose, but that doesn't work for everyone. It just seems
Yeah.
a little bit of chipping away of the thought and efforts that have gone into this in the past. But, okay, neon.
I've said this before and I'll say it again. What this board recommends does have weight at a council meeting. I say the same thing to the Parks Commission. I mean, do we really need to vote? Yes, it really, really does. Because, I mean, if I'm the liaison for here, I go back and say, well, we were mixed feelings, but in essence, they agreed. And when it comes to this, a special use permit, it's gonna come to you, it's gonna go to planning and zoning, and it's gonna go to and yes, so it kind of takes me back, Bridget, when you say, do we really have any weight here? Because
Yeah,
that's
sometimes it feels that way.
and that's very negative for me, and I wish we could change that, because for me, and I can only speak for myself, I'm one of 8, but when an advisory committee makes a recommendation, it has weight. I would tell you, and Aaron doesn't want to hear this, I would rather see, when I see an agenda for a Monday night meeting, historic preservation recommends approval,
Yeah.
has more weight to me than staff approval. I know Aaron does his homework and he's done his good job. I'm not discarding him, but I take that as Aaron has done it. He said, I think this would be best.
Yeah.
So he's looking into it and he's making this recommendation. You are a board who have discussed it, have a vested interest in downtown. You think about what you're doing. And if you have a recommendation, it carries weight for me on Monday night. I will tell you that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so this is just saying that neon permitted only by, again, special use permit in
Correct.
any of the districts.
Correct.
Okay.
And this is a stronger protection than we previously had for neon signs, because before it was do whatever you want. And then last change, electronic message display signs. So like what we got out at the library here, and LED signs. I don't know. I'm trying to think. Well, I guess Emmanuel Lutheran, they have
They
one.
weren't, Fifth Street wasn't in the design review district, so that's why both those got through.
Okay. Yeah. So
We talked about it.
Doesn't the Elks have it now too?
Well, that's not
I
it.
think so.
I know, but
Yeah.
yeah, it's kind of spreading.
Well, yeah, so just, all of these areas, special use permit only, yeah, so, those are the changes.
So, and I'm not a huge, I don't know everything there is to know about signage, but Ben Ziegler brought up last meeting that some neon signs are actually LED now. So would we
Yeah.
want to have verbiage in there about
The look.
modern,
Yeah.
whatever, I don't know what the verbiage would be, but
Yeah,
some
I guess,
sort of
well, I guess
different
that would be a
verbiage.
question is how do we define neon in our regulations?
Yeah, and it's basically just a tube, right?
Neon
That's how I
appearance or
define it,
whatever.
tube. Whether it's neon lighted or LED lighted, doesn't make any difference. It's still the same look.
Yep.
That's a good point, though, Joe.
I wouldn't know if Ben hadn't brought it up.
It is.
I think that's one thing too, and I don't know that it has to be put in it, but I would rather see the owner here talking to us because we don't have the opportunity to share our thoughts about it. That person from the sign company, they're just here to they're doing their job. We don't have an opportunity to attempt to educate or ask questions or say, oh, have you thought about this? They're getting their rubber stamp is what they need to do their project. So I don't know how that works, but I would say I don't want to see a sign company presenting. I want to see the owner presenting.
Gotcha.
I don't know how that works, other than it just being a request.
Yeah.
We could not issue the certificate of review, I suppose, but I don't want to be that way.
I present for owners all the time at meetings, so.
But see, I don't like that.
Sometimes
When
the
we
owner-
had, if we had say we had the
But are the
architects.
owners usually
No, I'm
there?
just being honest.
that?
When you present for them, are the owners usually there?
Not always, no.
A great example of the gentleman who purchased the Zachariah Foss house down at Front and Lafayette. We had a wonderful conversation with him, and he took to heart some of the things that we said. And, if his architect had been here, maybe he would have gone back and chatted with him, but he really felt and listened to what we were saying, and I thought, I'm counting that as a big success, because a heavily weighted request to the owner to be present, for me. That's my thought.
No, I think you're right. I think it's always a good idea. I mean, the person most invested in the property is going to be the one that's going to listen the most. I mean, yeah.
So let's say you have a commercial property where you have an owner that owns the property, but then somebody, or let's just say you have let's say you have a commercial business and the actual owner doesn't want to come, but he's going to send his vice president there. Is that still the owner?
Well, now you're getting into details.
Well, I mean,
I know.
like I said, I mean,
I guess,
that's kind of the things that's what happens to me
property
sometimes.
representative along with, because I don't think it's bad to have somebody representing, like the sign company or an architect here with the owner or representative. I think sometimes that's nice because they can speak to something that maybe the owner can't.
yeah, like
Sure.
we reviewed Deb Giffen on
Yes,
her change.
that's a great
and
example.
It was herself and her contractor.
Right.
And her architect.
Right.
So,
But I think sometimes those conversations are a little easier if you have the 3 points of communication, because the architect's gonna be able to answer something that maybe the contractor can't, or maybe the owner can't, and the owner can answer something that the rest of them can't. I don't know.
just want to put that out there. It's, yeah.
It's a good idea, but in theory,
It
In
wouldn't
theory,
happen
but
100%
but in
of the
reality,
time, but
like,
it could happen 95% of the
and
time.
I always try to get an owner to, but sometimes an owner's go in a bunch of different directions.
Sure.
And, you know.
Yeah, I think
they
it can only
can't-
be a
they can't
strong
always make those
suggestion.
meetings.
I think if it could be a strong suggestion, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll do it.
Okay.
So.
Or at the very least,
He's like,
have,
focus.
like a letter that Rob created, you know, have it signed by the owner.
Okay.
So that we know that the owner is in
No,
agreement.
I mean, I really
with
want
the
them
property.
here as an all.
Recommendation that the property owner or representative of the property.
Yeah,
Because I can't talk to a letter.
that's true.
Okay,
So,
we're back here. Did we go over each change area?
yes, so backlit cabinet signs, neon signs, internally electronic message signs, all special use permits in these areas of town, and slightly smaller freestanding signs downtown. So those are the
With the
changes.
addition of modern, some sort of a definition
Yes,
for modern
and
neon.
yeah, so yeah, I guess conditional approval, yeah, that would be part of your motion to add that definition because we don't have neon defined. So
Okay,
I'll do that.
if that's okay with you, I just need a motion to,
Recommend approval.
Motion to recommend approval of the changes that we looked at regarding the sign
are you
codes.
motioning?
There we go. That's a motion.
Motion.
Second.
by
Motion to
Joe,
recommend.
Seconded by Brian, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay.
All right, thank you. Next, we've got the letter of support for our design guidelines grant application. This is something we've been, kind of stepping up towards for the last few months. And so I just need this board to make a motion to recommend this letter for, I need one from y'all and then one from city council for the grant application, so.
Okay, I'll accept a motion.
A motion?
Motion by Brian, second by
Second?
Joe, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right.
Okay, and then lastly, just kind of to keep you posted on our budget, I am going to the preservation conference in July in Minneapolis, and since there's only one of us going, we've got some leftover budget, about 1,200 left over, and so I was going to kind of use this time to discuss what we should. Use this, I don't know, it seemed like that. Use this time to discuss kind of what to do with this money. I've got some ideas, but if anyone has any creative ideas about, what to do with this, and we've got some money in the budget still for signage, I think around 1,500 something for
In
for
addition to
signs.
the
In addition
1,200.
to this, so we got about 2,000-ish to work with.
What would you suggest we spend it on, Aaron?
I bet you'd never ask. So currently we have this sign here for the Tibby Historic District at the corner of. Yes, thank you. 3rd and Cedar. Just kind of telling you a bit about the history of the district, and it has a great photo. And Bridget was talking to me before the meeting that this photo was taken from like the angle that the plaque actually is. And so we have these other historic districts in Washington, these other residential historic districts in Washington, the Stafford and Olive and the Locust Street Historic District. And as far as I know, and we don't have anything on our website saying that we have signs, so I thought it might be a good opportunity to sign these other historic districts with kind of a plaque now that we have the budget. And I haven't done any, I haven't put out a bid or anything, so I don't know how much that's going to cost, but these are my ideas. So
We have talked about this for
We've talked
years,
about
and
that,
we have just never moved forward. So maybe just keep it simple. The downtown district's marked at Main and Elm with a really kind of hideous aggregate stand. I am more in favor of, it looks straight out of 1980. It is what it is. It's the similar style of photo.
Yeah.
That it's from that direction. So like you're looking down and you're seeing what it used to look like. So I would be totally in favor of this. So so we have 5 districts technically, right? 6, 5 or 6?
6.
6 districts, because there's a farm district off of
Yeah, the Bray.
Fifth that we may or may not worry about.
Yeah, I don't think we need to, because who's there, you can't really walk to
You
that,
can't even
you
get to
know?
it, yeah, it would just be
Just at someone's house,
inviting folks
basically,
onto
so.
private property. So we would need, three
Yep,
signs.
yeah, for
Okay.
the,
Are
for
they
the,
backlit?
No, more,
oh my goodness.
3,
Spicy.
Get out of town.
more than 3 in there.
Districts, there's 6 districts total.
Correct,
Downtown, Locust Street,
yep.
Stafford Olive.
Stafford
Yep.
Isle, Tibby, is
Yep.
Tibby one?
Yeah.
That's 4.
But with two of them
the-
are already
Then
signed.
there's the Bush.
I thought you said
Which
three.
is the
then
brewery
the-
and the VFW,
And I can't remember what the farm's
the
name
Bray,
is.
I don't know how
Bray
to
Farm,
pronounce it.
the
Yes.
Breaky Farm.
Yeah,
So we
it's-
talked
it's-
about those signs being different than what that is, because you cannot see that as you're driving by.
That's what I was just getting ready to
What
say.
we talked
sh-
about was being it so people would feel like, hey, I'm part of this.
It's
Hey,
in
I didn't
someone's
rea-
yard, it's private property though too.
What is?
That
is-
one.
Well, for
There's
one,
no public property
Okay, but I'm
where
just
you
saying,
put
the
any
sign
of
we're
these.
talking about wasn't gonna be a picture, it was gonna be more of a market district
Okay,
sign.
sure.
More like a streets, right on the road, or as you're driving by.
It's like you're
"Oh,
in
I'm
the
entering
such and
I'm
such
entering the
district."
Locust Street district.
Yeah.
Yeah, on the
Okay.
street sign.
So we talked about that, and we've been talking about it for 2 years, and
It's been talked about for
we haven't.
15 years.
No, I was just,
basically-
I was getting ready to say, I think we should
Yeah.
do this, but I also think we should still
Yeah,
do
no,
One
that.
of the things that
yeah.
some communities do is as they replace their street signs because of age and need, they do color them for a district, or it'll say, like, I think some of our older signs, I don't think the new ones have it anymore, but at one point the Lions bought our street sign, so there's a Lions emblem. But some communities will say Tibby District, Downtown District, you know, that's something that maybe we could ask street, you know, what's your street sign replacement look like? You know, maybe that's something that we can participate in the future. I have no idea what that maintenance schedule is.
Lions logos are,
Still on them?
no, I don't think so.
I kind of remember that being,
There is still some?
Further away from,
Really?
yeah, over in my neighborhood there is.
because we got, the
steamboat
JCs got, then some of them had steamboats. The
Yeah,
downtown
those-
were
some of those
brown,
still exist.
so there were green and brown. The brown were in the historic district. I just know this just because the JCs got all the old ones and we sold them to fund the All Abilities Park. Weird trivia there for you. But yeah, so maybe that's something we can look forward to going forward of, you know, even with those street signs. But I like the little, but I like the big too. But knowing how long it's taken various groups, whether downtown or the city, that we haven't moved in many years.
Yeah.
I do kind of adore that photo because, you know, for both the photos, because they're taken right at that, where that sign is, and I think that's great, you know, showing people. And so maybe I would volunteer to look through old photos for the other 3 districts, and in the meantime, we can figure out what we want it to look like.
Yeah, and I'll do my homework and ask for quotes for both.
Yeah,
from
and I
various
will tell you,
companies.
those have been up since the 90s, and look, you can still read it and everything, so that's
Yeah,
impressive.
yeah. Well, I took that
That
photo
is.
a couple days ago, so
Yeah,
it's pretty,
so
it's
that's-
still intact.
Yeah.
In terms of locations, I just kind of, you know, scouted a couple of locations I thought might be good. So Stafford and Olive, corner of Olive and 3rd Street, got some beautiful homes here that are, you know, maintain some historic character. So I don't know, potentially we could reach out to these property owners if need be. But I thought that corner was good because it had some good homes. Stafford and Olive is all residential, so it's going to be in front of someone's house. So, yeah. So, anywho, and then for Locust Street, I thought the school district corner could be real good. This sign telling you to pick up your dog's poop is not up anymore, so that could be a good
And they'd be
corner.
that's more of like a public property item.
Yeah.
There's some, and I know of, or I'm already thinking of the photo that shows that's our original high school, so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I think that corner would be real good for that. And I didn't have anything for the Bush Historic District.
Are you looking
so.
for multiple signs in each area or just one?
I haven't asked for a quote yet, so I don't know how much
feel like
money that's going to get
This is a
us.
simple enough pull the trigger on that we could do it right away.
Yeah.
Because the bigger ones are gonna have to have more participation, more thought, more,
Yeah, I agree.
yeah.
So we'll do little markers for this round.
Okay.
Perfect.
Okay, cool. I will ask for quotes and see what's out there. So okay, thank you. I guess just accept it into the minutes and then we'll.
Good talk.
I mean,
Next
you want to be
item,
consistent with what is in Brent and Tia's yard. I mean, you want to be consistent signs in these locations. And somewhere at the VFW, going into the VFW would be, I mean, I know it's not in the brewery side, but somewhere in there, landscaping, I think, would be sufficient.
and there's a great photo
A
of,
great photo of the building that would be similar to that.
Ideal, yeah.
I think so.
and I think too, whether it sells, that's kind of, I consider more of a public land too, and even if they sell in the future, you're buying it because it's so cool and historic, and so you probably would like that marker is in
Sure.
your yard, hopefully. Okay, we gotta, moving along here, discussion item number 6, the Calvin.
Yeah, so this has just been on the agenda. Someone asked to put it on here, and we'll just hash it out. I don't have anything specific, but just something we want
Reason
to.
for it to be on the agenda.
I think Andrew was like, I want to talk about this
Wanna
again.
forget it.
Yeah, don't want to forget it. And we had a good conversation last month about what various other communities had done with their historic theaters and whatnot. And the mayor was here, and he gave some good inputs. So I don't have anything, but if no one has anything, we can just.
Do we know the condition? Do we know the current owners and their
Same owners,
potential?
Yes.
30 years, same owners.
Strauss still do, but do they have plans? Or do we not know that?
No.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. No, this is. I mean, it's.
I see it, I'm
it's-
thinking someone's proposing something.
No,
new,
no,
that's what I'm
Jeff,
thinking.
it's just on the agenda because Andrew, I think it was on our old business for some reason, and he was like, I want to talk about this, and last month, we talked about it a bit and said, hey, we're gonna keep it on the agenda, and, if we got anything, if I got some extra time, I'll put some, time into it, and for lack of a better term, and see what I can dig up to, maybe help the situation out there. So that's what that's on there for.
All right, you guys look over old business, is there anything of items 1 through 5 that you would like to talk about specifically?
We already sort of talked about number 5, but it sounds like we're going to do this for now in the short term with the pictures. But I think we can take it a step further than the pictures, because the pictures you got to be there to see what it is, because it's, lettering's this tall. So, whereas a street sign I think that just will really define the area.
Yeah.
Could you ask
Be cool.
Street, do they have a schedule for replacing signs, or, I don't even know how that works. It's probably like once every 20 years or
Yeah,
something.
I couldn't answer that question, I have no idea.
Yeah, it's a great fundraiser when they take them down, though, just so you know.
I mean, I can go take signs for that.
We need a fundraiser to put them up.
Right.
We could do that, yeah. I was gonna say, I saved them from the dump, and so then but we did sell them and the money went to a park, so that was kind of the deal. It was going back to the city. We were just the middleman. The whole post office basement was filled with green street signs for a long time.
What year was that?
Ooh, 07, 08. Oh, it's been 20 years. Maybe it's time to replace some signs. I don't know. But, yeah, that's been that long ago, I think, because the All Abilities Park's that old. 20 years old.
Bridget, I think you mentioned earlier, and I know we kind of hit on it a little bit last time, but just everybody kind of give some thought as to how can we educate our community about what we're about and where Washington's going with the historic. I don't think that most people have any idea, and I know we can't just dump like a lot of information out there because people aren't gonna read it, but maybe we can come up with some creative ideas, just a step at a time, to bring some awareness to it. One thing I did mention, and it wasn't anything we could get in to the current, but maybe the current is a good step to just start having a little piece. Eileen does a great job of providing information and just kind of maybe do a little series on it, or I don't know.
I think that's a great idea.
Something on
It's something
that.
you're already doing, so it wouldn't be a new expense. I think that's great. Aaron and I have been just chatting with some consulting firms about if we're able to get this grant and move forward with the redesign of the guidelines. And so that's something that we actually specifically asked each of them, can you come up with a way for us to do more education outreach in our community, you know, partnering, you know, the commission with the city, but as well as with Downtown Washington and the chamber, examples of what other communities have done. And one of them, when they came back with their bid, I think one of the only ones with, they gave us kind of an à la carte, and they actually had amounts next to it. A lot of them just say, we can do all of this, and then we'll talk about the price. So, but we were all over we ran the gamut of what we wanted would cost 200,000, and then another gamut of what we wanted would cost like 85,000. So,
Yeah.
But it was really interesting to see that that was one of the things they would come up with is an education plan for us, like a 2 to 3 year education plan.
Yeah, great.
So I think that's something that we definitely have talked about focusing on. So anybody else have any other business they would like to bring forward? I just have one introduction I'd like to make. Haley, can you come on up to the mic, please? Oh, it'll be quick and painless, I promise. So, I graduated from Southeast Missouri State University with my bachelor's degree in historic preservation, and from time to time I get a call from a professor, and he called me about a local student, Haley Pekka, who's currently a historic preservation student at Southeast Missouri.
Yes.
And so she needs to do a project to complete a course. And so Dr. Hoffman reached out, and so Haley and I are going to meet, and she may or may not know this, but I think she's going to end up helping me finish all the landmark applications. So I wanted you to know who she was and another local asset. So just tell us a little bit about yourself, like where are you at? Are you a freshman, a junior?
I should be graduating in 2027, probably fall. So I'm very close to being done with my preservation degree. I don't know if I'm going to stay longer to do the master's, but I'm going to get my bachelor's at least. I was born and raised in Washington, been here my whole life. My family's worked downtown.
What emphasis have you chosen?
I was actually in between because I've been on Main Street, but I've also done the archiving practicum. But I haven't done, I'm gonna do historic sites next, so I might be doing 2, so I don't know.
Okay, all right. So,
Yeah.
any other? So I just wanted you all to meet Haley and know that some of her work is gonna come across in front of you soon.
I know Haley.
You do?
She lives right across the street from me.
Yeah, I didn't realize you were on the
I was
board.
like, hey, wait, I know that
I was like,
name.
no way.
I haven't seen her in like 10 years.
Oh, because I know, I never leave.
All right, well, thank you, Haley, for coming up, and don't leave until.
I know, I wasn't expecting to introduce myself. I was really surprised.
Oh, it's all good.
So
All
you,
right.
you said your family's from downtown. Is that the Pekkas? Who's your mother, father,
Was it the
grandfather?
That's Doug Pekka, and then my
Western
grandpa's
Auto,
Frederick
wasn't
Pekka.
Okay,
and
so
he
your
did
grandpa is Fred.
the auto downtown.
Okay,
Western
all right.
Auto, yeah.
Thank you.
Nice.
I am older than I thought.
It hurts, doesn't it? Yeah, I know.
All right, any other business before we adjourn? I'll take a motion to adjourn.
What is on here for standard language? What is that purpose on the,
Oh, if we get confused how to do a.
How to make a motion.
oh, I thought you were changing something. I'm sorry. When I read it, I thought that was something.
No,
It's a
that's-
cheat sheet.
We don't look at that obviously because we all say different things.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's our cheat sheet that we
Yeah.
should use more often. It's my idea to put it on there and then I don't even look at it.
So, I mean, I'll ask this question again. I've been the liaison before. I haven't been for the last year or two. I am again now. I think Mark Hydrich is also. So we are not voting members. So we're not one of your 5. So I know tonight you guys had 5. Everything passed unanimously. So that's great. It moves on.
Or I don't count.
She's
don't count
she's
either.
advisory too.
So
Our quorum is 4.
your quorum is 4. How many members do you have?
6?
7.
Okay. All right. I'm
Rick
sorry.
and Andrew? Right?
Yeah,
And
Cop and
Deanne.
Andrew Clary.
And
Who?
Deanne Fitz.
Oh, so we have 7.
7.
Okay. All right. Sorry. I didn't. So Becky's not a voting member either. Okay.
They don't let me.
Me either. There's some confusion even from council liaisons. As we change, some boards you do, like, I'll be at planning and zoning later for in place of the mayor, and I do vote there. Here, I don't vote, but
Oh, I
just
don't
as
think,
liaison.
like, we don't get to make those rules, right? They're given to us.
No, those are given to you. That's what I'm, yeah. I'm just trying to
Yeah.
reiterate the fact that, okay. Again, I was reading this thinking you guys are making changes to how you approve, and I'm like,
no.
that can't be done, so. All right.
Okay, I will take a motion to adjourn.
A motion?
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Aye.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.